orders. You call the Navy.
Hello, operator. Get me the Navy.
Hello. You've reached the Navy's automated phone service.
Squidward, the robots are running the Navy.
Not the Navy!
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
Well, hello, Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I am the Nightwing, Way of Life Esports, coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. So, I just want to say thank you guys for your get wells, and I know everybody was concerned about me getting sick. Earlier today had blood coming out of my nose. I would blow my nose, sometimes like blood would come out, and then I was thinking to myself like, holy crap, this might be a lot more serious. But then it was just a casual nosebleed, and my coughing has got a little bit better. My speech has got a little bit more back to what normal is considered for a lot of you guys, and I really missed doing these videos because these type of videos were ones you guys really liked, and I just couldn't do them because I just didn't have the physical strength to do them. And the main channel that I have, the main YouTube channel that I have, they all suggested that I just take a day off, or like when I just rest. So that's why when I woke up earlier in the morning, I just did the news video about the LCS format change, and then I just did 2 videos on my main channel. And then after that, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna take the whole day off and I'm gonna rest. And that's what I did. I spent the entire day resting, and I just want to say I'm a little bit more better now, guys. Thank you all for your concerns. It's okay. I'm gonna be fine. I feel a little bit more weak right now because I really haven't got a chance to eat like that because I was sick, and the gym I've been kind of stagnant on that too. But I'm gonna get back in the gym and I'm gonna get a lot more stronger, and you guys are gonna be seeing a lot more content now that I'm actually getting better. So I'm going to start off today's video with everybody's favorite Korean team, SK Telecom T1, or as they're now called, T1. So, SKT has had a long storied history in League of Legends. They are, by what many consider by basketball terms, the Chicago Bulls of League of Legends. So the Chicago Bulls were the original dominant NBA team. Then it later got translated over to the Celtics, and later on got translated over between the Lakers, and then the big old giant rivalry happened with the Lakers and the Celtics. The Bulls have like, I think, 6 titles. But the Bulls were one of the very first really good NBA organizations, and they had the original best player in the game, Michael Jordan, and SKT have that. SKT have League of Legends Michael Jordan, which is Faker. Faker is League of Legends Michael Jordan. He is the best player in the game at the, current point in time for a lot of people in League of Legends, and more or less so recently, he's actually taken a step back from that. He's actually been more of a carry-oriented player who can just play whatever he needs to play to fit the team. We saw that this year, coming into the Kespa Cup, he was playing all the carries that the team needed, and he got his carry boots back on. He looks really good now. Also, from last year, we know he can be the ultimate team player. He was playing Lissandra and LeBlanc when just basically a lot of the teammates could show that they could carry, and I felt really happy for him. It was the first time where I saw him not being able to break his back carrying his teammates, and I thought that was really good. SKT had a super team. They won both splits, and obviously they managed to go to Worlds. They later on got knocked out by G2 in the semifinals, and you guys know how SKT does it every single offseason. Just like Fnatic, they are changing up the roster. No matter what happened, winning Worlds is all they care about. We know that from interviews from players, from coaching staff, from their YouTube channel. We know winning Worlds is everything for them. So, going into the offseason, they let go of Khan. Khan is now on Fun Plus Phoenix, the defending world champions, and they're also paying Khan $2.3 million, just like Huni. Then you also go with Clid leaving. Clid left for Gen G, the team that had Peanut last year. Then you also have them bringing up Effort into the main roster. Effort was already in the main roster anyway by the latter half of Summer Split when Mata started to show some old man mechanics. So once Mata started to show some of his old man mechanics, then, you know, at that point, you're just thinking to yourself like, okay, Effort's probably going to start. But you guys already have seen Effort already. Remember, in 2018, when Bang and Wolf weren't really working out anymore, they brought up Effort to play with Bang, and we've seen Effort develop into a really good support for a while. I thought he played really well at Worlds, and I can't wait to see what else he is going to show in the up-and-coming LCK Spring Split. So, let's just go top to bottom for the roster. Looking at SKT right now, during the Kespa Cup, they didn't play, Rascal, to my knowledge, from the games that I saw. They chose to play one of their other backup top laners, Kana. I think that Kana is better than what's his name? Not Rascal. Yeah, or Roach. No, sorry. I forgot his name wrong. Sorry. His name is Roach. Rascal is a different player. So, Rascal and cuz Rascal is on Gen G. Sorry about that. Sorry. Let's restart this. So, they got Roach, who was previously on Gen G, who previously was on, I think, Kongdu Monster. You know, that garbage, trash Korean team? Yeah, that team, Kongdu Monster, that Roach, that's that guy. And the Roach that was on Gen G last year, that's that guy. So, during the Kespa Cup, they chose to play Kana. I think that Kana is better for them. I don't know how they're going to do the whole Roach versus Kana situation. I think that if Kana develops a little bit more than I'm willing to give him credit for right now, because remember, he is a rookie. This was his first time actually playing in a competitive environment for the LCK. I think that if Kana can develop to the where and how SKT know they're actually going to get further, and the place they want to get is actually at the, winning titles, going to MSI, obviously, is what they want to do. I think Kana is their best choice. I do not think Roach is good. I do not think he's actually good at all. I think he's actually just a bare minimum service level top laner. He might show different things during the split. This is all, pre-season talk at the moment, but we did get a chance to see how this SKT lineup looked actually, and I just don't think Roach is going to be a good fit for them. I think they will end up starting their backup top laner Kana. I hope they do. I don't think Roach is that good, and I do think that Roach is going to be a weak point for the roster and someone that a lot of teams can exploit later on moving forward. Let's go to Cuz. So Cuz came from Longzhu, Kingzone Dragon X. You guys know him from there. He obviously was really solid. He was a weak link for Longzhu. Not really, though, because you kind of factor in Longzhu were really good at a lot of things, and Cuz didn't really have to show much, but he showed just enough to be really good, to the point where people still feared him, but it wasn't like he's not like a Dardoch, he's not like a MLXG, he's not a Karsa, he's like a... What would I compare Cuz to? Cuz is a jungler that is more or less so what I would call a secret weapon jungler. Cuz is a jungler that can play the carries if it needs to happen that way, or he can be your best tank player. I think that Cuz is one of the best tank players in the LCK after what I've seen, and if tanks come back into the meta, I think he will be the best tank player for the junglers that SKT have probably ever had, since I think Banky was really good at junglers too. They tank junglers, obviously. I think that Cuz is a really crucial point to the team, because you have to factor in that he's going to have to pair up well with a part of the map. I think that Cuz's playstyle will better suit the bot lane pressure that SKT might actually exert, but I also think that Cuz will be pretty good pairing up with either Roach or Kana. I think that from the Kespa Cup, from what I saw from them, it was better if he played with Kana, because I think their playstyles mesh together better. I don't think Roach will actually be that good in general, as I've already explained before, with Cuz's playstyle. I think if Cuz and Faker can obviously, synergize to a point where, just like how Klid did with Faker, he didn't really have to do much for Faker, just, giving him wards every now and again, ganks, every now and again, not too much. Obviously, Faker can clearly hold his own, then that's perfectly fine. We really have never seen Faker synergize well with a lot of the junglers past Bangy, so if he does synergize well with Cuz, I mean, that's good for the team. It's only going to be a plus in the long run. So let's look at the bot lane. So bot lane is Teddy and Effort. So a lot of people are considering Teddy to be really overrated, how he's basically not that good and he's getting carried by SKT. You are wrong. You are 100% full of shit. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. So if you guys never watched LCK, back when Jin had a serviceable roster, Teddy was on that roster literally hard carrying them. literally hard carrying them, and he was actually one of the best AD carries in the world last year, and I think that moving forward this year, he'll just continue to be the best ADC, obviously, in the world, one of the best ADCs in the world, obviously, and I think that he's only just gotten better being on SKT. Going from Jin Air to SKT has only made him better. He's played the carries, he's played the style where you don't get the resources and you have to do it on your own. He's done it all, and I think that he's a really good player, and I don't know where people are saying he's overrated. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're crazy if you think he's overrated. Going on to Effort, I think Effort's problems is that he doesn't really know when to... It's really hard to say because we don't know communication and comms, right? I think that Effort's problems is that he effectively likes to just be super lane dominant without kind of pairing up with his jungler, and we know that moving forward that having a good jungle and support synergy is going to be the better thing to get you guys a lot of advantages. So obviously, a lot of people have talked about jungle support duo synergy is the best. I mean, we can look at all of the best examples for that. We have Fnatic, who got to World Finals when they had a really good jungle jungle and support duo. G2 obviously was like that as well with Yankos and Mickey, and obviously, you know, from back in the old LCK days and back in the old LPL days, having a strong jungler and a strong support really does go a long way. Remember when Clear Love and Mako were the best, you know, jungle support duo in the league? I think that that's just going to be his problem, is pairing up with Cuz to really make an impact on the game is what I think he needs to work on. But everything else I think he's actually pretty good at. Also, the engage support thing, I don't think truly he's that flexible. But remember, you don't always have to be flexible. Flexibility can work if your team can allow it. I also think that his thing revolving around just being what he's good at is just fine. I know a lot of people don't really like that playstyle anymore, where they think like you're bad if you're only good at one thing. But if nobody can beat you at that one thing, then it's fine personally. You don't always have to switch it up, but it's better to be flexible. And now let's talk about everybody's favorite mid laner, Faker. So Faker, obviously, as I said before, last year was playing more of the carry role when he needed to play it, but also could show that he can be the ultimate flexible player. Now, looking at it from the Kespa Cup, he looked really good. Like, he looked so good. Oh my god, like, I'm not even fanboying. Like, he just looked incredible. Like, nobody watched the games. He looked great. They lost to Sandbox Gaming. I don't know how Sandbox got that far. It doesn't matter. But yes, outside of losing to Sandbox, Faker looked great all the tournament. I think that if he keeps that form going into this next LCK Spring Split, they're going to probably be one of the best teams. And I'm not really sure where I'm going to exactly rank them, because I actually think that they are not going to be first place, but I don't know who to put over them. I think that Damwon is a clear-cut over them, but that's not because of mid lane. That's because of just everything else for Damwon is a little bit better to some extent. Obviously, Nuclear is not better than Teddy, but that's going to obviously be something that you're going to have to think about when you're going to have to pair up the bot laners. Damwon and Frika looked really solid. I think Sandbox looked actually pretty good. The team that beat them in the Kespa Cup. I think that this roster is going to have problems, and I want people to fundamentally understand that. This roster will have problems. Like, they do not have star players like they had last split, or last year. They had a super team. Like, I know people say they didn't, but you're fucking stupid if you believe that. They had a super team last year, up until the point where they got Effort, and he could turn into a superstar one day, and I think he has a possibility to. But remember, this is not a superstar team. This is like a team where they could be the best if they could really perfect a lot of their style, or they could simply just be like 5th place, barely making it to playoffs. SKT have shown in the recent past that they can struggle in the regular season. It wasn't their case back in the day because they were so dominant, but now they've shown that they can have really tough struggles in the regular season. I think Damwon, Afrika, and Sandbox, the team that beat them, have the possibility of overcoming them, but we know that SKT is obviously going to be a strong best-of-5 team. We just don't know how strong of a best-of-5 team they're actually going to be this year, with a little bit more weaker pieces on the board. But overall, they're not really weaker in terms of player like mechanics. They're weaker in terms of probably what is this team's decisions in terms of like mid game, late game, you know, what are they gonna draft, you know, is Faker gonna have to play the carries, or Faker gonna have to play the, you know, the role in which he doesn't get a lot of resources, or Teddy, is he gonna have to put on more carry games? And I just don't really see how they're going to diversify all these styles on the team. But I think if you have Kana, you give them another, lane to play through that is actually super solid. So that's my thinking and ranting and explanation video for SKT. SKT is one of the most popular League of Legends teams. Obviously, they have the best player of all time on their roster, so that's going to garner them a lot of fans. I think that SKT are a little bit weaker this year, and I want to make that abundantly clear. They are a little bit more weaker this year. We saw in the Kespa Cup they did have problems, and we also have seen in the past that they are not the most flexible in terms of trying to try out basically new things. But remember, if someone cannot beat you at a specific style, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to lose to them. So, yep, that's it. If you guys enjoy these videos that I do, where I just talk about a team going basically top to bottom, then, yeah, like the video. Oh, I forgot. They have Damwon's coach. Yeah, Coach Kim. Coach Kim, you guys know him. He won a world championship with Invictus Gaming, and then he got Damwon to Worlds. So, they have Coach Kim, and this is the last point I'll touch on before I actually end the video, is that this is the first time in a very long time SKT won't have Coma. Coma and Faker, obviously, have been together for a very long time. I think that Coach Kim will have to, really do some magic in order to actually fill the shoes of Coma. I mean, obviously, he's won a world championship, so he's proven that he can actually win titles, which SKT clearly want. So, and I think that Coach Kim is better for SKT in this specific meta. I think that Coma was really good for them in the past when the meta was more, slow, methodical, late game scaling. Right now, I think that Coach Kim had a better grasp on the meta than Coma did, but I don't think his team ever came through for him, at the moment when it needed to happen. So that kind of meant that, Coma was able to get a lot more wins based off of how he was able to function with his players. And I think that if Coach Kim can get the most out of these guys, even if they're not the best at their roles in some of their positions, I think that they can actually still be a really good team. So that's it. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out.
Every time I'm in the street, I hear
Bruh, 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 bruh.
Men down. Where you
Hi there guys, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.